After episode 1 that set the scene for season 3, Hop Till You Drop hops into the entertaining part of the Earth arc by giving an insight into the Plantars coping with life on Earth. Right now, we'll be scanning the episode for interesting subtleties and fun details that enable us to discuss the show more deeply. To shortly sum up the episode, the Plantars really do behave just like Anne did in Amphibia. The Plantars not being allowed to go outside much because there are too many unknown dangers, although they just want to do regular Earth stuff, is a pronounced parallel to best friends. Just like Anne was, they are in another world, and needless to say, the Plantars are excited. So far away home is unheard of, might as well enjoy the time till the situation changes. Anne understands that better than anyone, but she can't have the Plantars dying or drawing too much attention here. That's easier said than done, keeping the distinct cultural differences, many societal rules, and complex daily technology in mind that one absolutely cannot evade. Anne is troubled so hard by her first taste of adult life that she just needs a strong drink after her long day of work, like so many other teenage characters before her. Although she and her parents agreed it would be best to ease them in carefully, there is no other choice but to have the Plantars learn fast, as the risk is too high that something serious happens. Besides, the more screen time Anne's parents get, the more the similarities between them and their daughter become uncanny. Mr. Boonchoy is definitely responsible for Anne's occasional clumsiness, while Mrs. Boonchoy was born with 2 brain cells and gave 1 to Anne. Still, the Plantars managed to one-up them in terms of silliness, given that they do not understand at all what their challenges should teach them. As long as Anne is watching them, they can resist their urges. Sprig keeps his hands to himself, even when facing the seducing textures of Bill Cipher and the Cube de Texture. Hop turns away from all the free stuff, and Polly endures being tortured by the mall Karen's children during her Build-A-Bear knockoff workshop. By the way, Polly not being very fond of Mickey Mouse could be, taken with a grain of salt, understood as a response to Disney not treating its animated media department and projects particularly nicely. Eventually, all 3 of them succumb to their desires when they notice that Anne is not even paying attention. Hop and Polly abandoning their objectives and Sprig climbing a potential Lord of the Rings reference clearly proves they only intended to pass the challenges to avoid punishment. That they were meant to pick up on how to go about a trouble-free day on Earth only occurred to them after trouble caught up with them. In the end, they do admit their mistakes though. They are able to recognize Anne's past mistakes in their own behavior, and remembering that Anne only survived the amphibian life through their help, trust Anne's judgment that they need to adhere to her rules and advice while they are on Earth. In return, Anne becomes aware that she didn't wing her stay in Amphibia. Considering the extreme circumstances of living in another world, easing the newcomer in is not always possible. But as the native, it's her responsibility to watch out for the frog family until they reach the point of being capable of sorting out appearing Earth problems on their own. Besides their character development, for the story, the most important scene from this episode was the meeting with Anne's classmate. Anne lied to her, saying she was in Alaska this whole time, thereby avoiding further suspicions for that moment. However, she didn't consider that Marcy and Sasha were also and are still missing. The rumors about her apply to them too. The girl is an awful blabbermouth, being reason why the info of Anne's return will be spreading like fire. Soon, Marcy and Sasha's parents could be ringing the Boonchoy's doorbell, wanting to know where their daughters are. Having painfully experienced it firsthand, Anne is aware that being lied to, even for a person's supposed sake, is not the right solution. Yet again, she did hide the most crucial parts of her story from her parents. To get more Amphibia breakdowns uploaded directly to your feed, subscribe to Frogtoons. See you next time.